Brian, great to meet you.
Hi, John.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's been great to be a guest here.
Of course. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. So, guys, this is Brian Noel. He is the general manager of Plantation Bay. For such a young looking guy, amazing that you're running this beautiful place here. Let me know, is there certain types of guests that are attracted to come to Plantation Bay?
So, Plantation Bay typically attracts families of up to three generations. We attract honeymooners, group of friends who come here for a complete bonding experience. And it's a very good mix of international visitors from the US, Europe, Asia. Currently, Korean and Japan are our biggest market, but we've also seen an increase in other destinations such as Taiwan, 'cause there are three direct flights that come directly daily
Sure.
from Taipei to Cebu. So apart from that, we are also trying our best to tap into the domestic market, the local Cebu community, people in neighboring provinces, like uh, people in Manila that typically come here on a weekly basis to do business. And apart from that, they could also come here and spend the weekend with us.
I understand. One of the great things, guys, about Cebu and a resort like this is it's just so close to Cebu Mtan Airport. So I imagine that's one of the draws here as well. People could fly from anywhere into Cebu and enjoy the resort.
Yes, that actually is part of what makes Mactan stand out compared to other neighboring destinations here in the Philippines. So we could combine convenience, luxury, and natural beauty all in one place. Because as you mentioned, the Mactan Cebu Airport, which is actually quite multi-awarded as an airport in the Philippines. So it's conveniently just 25 minutes from Plantation Bay. And apart from that, if you want to experience the vibrant culture of Cebu City, that's only 30 minutes away. If you use the third bridge, which we call the CCLX, it will take you straight to the heart of Cebu City from Plantation Bay.
So hospitality is really about creating amazing experiences. If you could describe Plantation Bay in 3 words, what words would you use?
So Plantation Bay is one of a kind. I guess if I was to describe it in 3 words, we are inclusive, immersive, and exclusive. So as you can see from the background here, it's one of a kind in design. It's one of the few remaining resorts that is a resort because typically you would have a city like hotel that's put on a natural beach. So we are also one of a kind in service. It's friendly but not fake, responsive but not obtrusive. It's one of the few remaining hotels that offers that kind of service, which typically embodies genuine class.
So I'm really curious what you do to ensure that staff has the level of experience that you want them to have to work with guests.
We really feel that our staff should also get to experience what it's like to be a traveler themselves. So a lot of them has extensively traveled to places like Europe or all around Asia. And some of them, if they don't get to travel under company sponsorship, of course, we also send them to hotel schools like Cornell in Ithaca, the Culinary Institute of America in Napa Valley, as you mentioned, and even other places like culinary schools in Barcelona, in France, so that we could also give our guests the best experience during their stay here in Plantation Bay.
I think I need a job here as well, guys. All right. So one of the things that you mentioned is that you guys really focus on inclusivity. A lot of resorts have more of exclusive, kind of don't touch the paint feel. How do you guys maintain a balance between being a luxury resort and also something that just has a warm and comfortable vibe?
So here in Plantation Bay, we believe that luxury is more about focusing on the fine details. It's also about the service. We believe in our team that could give top-notch service. We are responsive but not obtrusive. So we are here to help, but not necessarily in your face.
Sure.
And the layout of the resort quickly or greatly adds to having a peaceful and tranquil time in a five-star setting.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to say, one of the things I really enjoyed here is just how friendly the staff are. I think walking around, people have been very friendly, and the feel of it is a place that I wish I could live. I was mentioning to Brian a bit earlier today, I want to make this my new home because I could just imagine working from here, but it also just has such a wonderful environment. So you guys have done an amazing job of having a balance between those two things.
Thank you. And we also do have this Call Us Home program where we want people to stay here longer in our hotel. And as you mentioned, enjoy this type of environment day in and day out.
So I really enjoyed, you guys have 4 pretty amazing restaurants here. Last night I was eating at Palermo and I had great service. So I left a tip at the end of the meal and I was really surprised. The waitress took it, opened it up, and then said, "I'm sorry, sir, we don't have she opened it up.
Policy?
Yes, she opened it up and then immediately said, "Sir, we have a no tipping policy." I've never come across something like that, especially at more of a high-end type of place like this. What's your guys' philosophy behind that?
Well, I'm glad that you had a great dining experience in Palermo. So the rationale or the thought process behind the no tipping policy is pretty simple. We don't want to give our guests added stress of, having to walk around the resort carrying money, having to worry about how much tip they should give. If am I giving too much or am I giving too little? Sure. We want all our guests to experience the same level of service as anyone without having to worry about these things. So
Sure.
with that, they would feel more relaxed and enjoy their time here in Plantation Bay. Yeah, very, very good. And that's something we are really proud of because I think we're probably the only hotel or resort in the country that has a no tipping policy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As I mentioned, it was pretty unique, and the staff still gives incredible service. So I think where I'm from, a lot of people think that people will only give great service if they do tip. So it's impressive how well the staff takes care of guests here, even without a tipping policy.
Yes.
Yeah. So Plantation Bay has a pretty unique style in terms of the architectural aesthetic. What's the story behind how this was all designed?
Plantation Bay was draws inspiration from a typical Caribbean plantation village. So in over 12 hectares of land, you can see all these mid-rise buildings spread across. So it's not your typical, as I think I mentioned earlier, typical high rise or a city hotel that's placed on a beach. So with that, you won't have to worry about crowding the elevators. Here, you'd have the luxury of space, and it's actually even perfect for seniors, retirees. They could go around and enjoy peace and tranquility in a five-star setting.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, I've shown you at the beginning of the video what it's like here. It's really easy to just walk to your door, walk in, no need for elevator, no need for crowds. And then it's really quite amazing in the rooms on the lower floor where you're just able to walk out literally to the pool.
Yes. So you can enjoy being in the water in just a matter of seconds. So that's something that we are also proud of because all the rooms are located, or most of the rooms are located right by the expansive lagoon that you can see here in the background. And some rooms are also located by swimming pools. So you can be in the water in like a matter of 5 seconds, which is very convenient and very helpful for families, older couples, or even anyone who just wants to be in the water right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys have seen some of my recent vlogs, places like Malapas where, I had to drive hours and hours to get there and then wait for a boat and then experience the crazy waves and getting rained on and then finally getting to the place. So that is quite an
Yeah.
adventure.
Here, it's convenient.
It is.
Convenient to be in a luxurious setting, right in just about 30 minutes from the airport, 30 minutes from the city. Yeah, so you don't have to go far to enjoy peace and luxury.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Brian, I know you're a busy guy. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and it's been a pleasure getting to stay at Plantation Bay.
Thank you, John.
So, as I've got to know about Plantation Bay through talking to Brian and the other staff here, reading a bit about their history, it's really a perfect bridge between American and Filipino culture. The whole place was designed by Filipinos who lived in the US and in Europe, and they also traveled extensively in places like Mexico and the Caribbean. Now, it also means that they've really got to understand some of the strengths and some of the weaknesses with both cultures. For example, you're never going to find Filipino time here in Plantation Bay. It's also just a little bit freshing. I know it sounds a little bit different, but the no tipping policy here as well is just really nice. You know that people are giving you amazing service just because they care and it's the culture of the workplace here. You could really tell the impact of people going to some of the culinary institutes and other places abroad as well to get trained because the food here is really amazing. The drinks aren't too bad either. And I got to say, the rooms here are really incredible. Just super comfortable beds. They got all the amenities that you would want. And I really love the bathtubs here. You just don't get that at a lot of places in the Philippines. Guys, this isn't Brian saying this. This is me. Make sure and check it out here if you're ever in Mtan Island. It's really been an enjoyable getaway for me. And I know that you guys would love it as well. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Take care.